Hello, everyone. Hope you see me right now and you hear me. We will start the stream today regarding the topic of the DeFi on Ethereum. So I think we can bring a lot of insights to you regarding the current state of the market. So the structure of the top of today's presentation would be next. So first of all, I will tell more about what we are doing at 3x Capital. Then we will go through the article that I published recently on the previous week regarding DeFi on Ethereum, regarding the latest updates. And after that, we will have an overview of the on-chain metrics on the leading protocols built on Ethereum. So happy to start. Please send some messages if you see me, if you hear me right now. I will quickly check the chat. Hopefully everything works. I do not see any feedback from you, but we will move forward quickly. So my name is Ivan Maltsev. I am a general partner at 3x Capital. I'm working in this market for more than 8 years, and currently I'm managing our research department. We also have an investment club where we co-invest together with angel investors and other VC funds. Currently, we are focused on the three main niches. First of all, infrastructure, like layer 1, layer 2 blockchains. Second, DeFi, different tools for portfolio management, trading, lending, staking, like LSDs, liquid staking derivatives, or LSTs. And of course, different types of Web3 applications. So it can be anything from decentralized storages to other types of applications. Yeah, let's move forward to the article that I published on the previous week. I will start sharing my screen and we will quickly go through it. Feel free to ask your questions in the chat if you have any. Please confirm if you see my screen. So I started to share the article regarding Ethereum and some metrics from the Ethereum. So we can see that currently Ethereum is one of the most decentralized blockchain networks. For instance, it has around 9,328 nodes. I know that there are more than 500,000 validators on the proof of stake consensus that currently Ethereum has. The total value locked on in DeFi is around $53 billion. So it's not the highest point, of course, but still it's extremely impressive. And every day we have more than 1 million transactions that the network processed successfully. So this is also impressive. Still, we know there are some problems, as any blockchain right now has some problems. Ethereum is not the perfect blockchain, but we know that the major update has happened recently in April, called Shanghai or Capella update, that allowed stakers to withdraw their staked Ether from Lido protocol and other staking providers. So just for your understanding, not too many Ether were withdrawn. So I frankly expected that more amount would be withdrawn. So currently we can see that 1.8 million Ether were withdrawn after 1 week from Shanghai. So this is a good signal for us that around, just imagine, around 33% are still staking and believing in this network in the long term, providing their Ether to to offer more decentralization and security for this network. We can also see that effectiveness of the staking has increased. So we can see that in pre-Shanghai update it was around 94%, and after it has grown up to 98%. So technically, this is impressive for me. It's a growth for 4%. That is really significant and a huge milestone that Ethereum currently achieved. Also, just to remind you that the current APR from your staked Ethereum is around 4.2%. We will also check today the leading platforms and their offering about the APR and staking opportunities. Then we can move forward to the exits from Ethereum after the update. So we can check here that definitely many people were and institutions were selling. So we see that the largest amount of exits were done in the mid of April. So from the 8th of April to 20th of April, thousands of Ether were sold. And actually, as I mentioned, around 1 million after the Shanghai update. So currently, this is important to understand the staking pool composition. So the main staking provider is Lido, that currently has around 33% of shares in this market. Then we can see as a leading provider Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, and many others. Frankly, you can see also the percentage of change after the update. So the major withdrawals were done from Kraken, from Binance, from Coinbase, from centralized exchanges. But speaking about other institutions, staking providers like Rocket Pool, who increased the percentage of staked Ether for more than 2%. So this is impressive. Also, Stakefish and Staked US increased the amount of Ether that is staked. So let me remind you the story how everything started in 2015 with Ethereum when the blockchain was launched and the ICO has happened. After that, we have reached the peak with ICOs in 2017 and 18. It was impressive times with a lot of scam, but at the same time, a lot of layer one blockchains were launched, and that allowed us to successfully invest in many deals. ICO, just for understanding, it's similar to IPO in traditional finance. So it's initial coin offering, and people are able to invest in the tokens before the tokens become liquid. So publicly traded in the centralized or decentralized exchanges. And then in 2020, actually in the end of 2019, the DeFi was launched. DeFi means decentralized finance, so different types of protocols that are offering the technical solution for community in order to interact without third-party intermediate. So actually to swap your tokens to another token, to provide liquidity to the decentralized exchange, or to stake your assets. So the era of DeFi, currently known as a 2020, but I think it started much earlier. Then we had a new trend called NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. And the main traction was in the mid of 2021, and the decline has happened in the end of 2022. So currently the NFTs, I think, are quite stable. There are around 10,000 monthly traders in NFT market. This is not official information. This one of the startups with whom we were speaking said. And also we know the stable coins. So the tokens that are pegged to the US dollars, and actually I'm not right, not tokens, coins. So it's like 1-to-1 to dollar or to euro or to another currency. So let's go through this interesting graph that shows us the gas usage by transaction type on Ethereum. So we can see that the peak was, as I mentioned, in ICOs, where around 38% was used in ICOs in 2018. Right now it's around 7, maybe 8% from all transactions on Ethereum. Also, speaking about the stable coins, we can see that the peak was reached in 2020 with around 18%, and now it's around 5 to 8%. In decentralized finance, the peak was in 2020 as well, with more than 34% peak. So a lot of traction to DeFi was in 2020. Definitely, it was a year of DeFi. And then we can see a peak with NFTs in 2022 with around 42%. This is impressive. And now just 25 to 30% on NFTs. But still, we can see that the major part of the market are NFTs, and still we have people who are using them for different purposes. What we can see with DeFi blue chips tokens, I mean by this an index of all major tokens in the market, like Curve, Maker, and many others. So we can see that the peak was in May 2021, and right now the price of these tokens went down for more than 97.8%. So this is something is impressive for me. So the tokens have lost a lot of value, and maybe it will recover, but frankly, I do not see this trend in the nearest future from this perspective. So here we can see also the main tokens of DeFi, the Uniswap that lost more than 90% in the value, the same as Maker, CurveDAO, Aave, and many others like SushiSwap, Balancer, Compound. So all investors are having some losses after the peak. I'm speaking about retail investors. Definitely VC funds, they invested with much lower valuations, and currently they enjoy the profits from these investments. I think not in all cases, but mainly they bought these tokens with much lower valuations. So here we try to show the DeFi blue chips market cap with TVL. TVL, it's total value locked in DeFi. So we can see that the major part, and we can see a huge decrease from 2021 of more than 115 billion. I think right now it's even more. The main parts of these volumes are on DEXs, like Aave, like Curve, Sushi, Uniswap, and others. Also, we have money makers and synthetic assets here with around 27 and 9.4% respectively. Also very interesting graph that I found in Glassnode regarding the blue chip tokens comparing to Ether price. We can see that Ether is much stronger in comparison to all DeFi index. So currently Ether has less more volume and less price decline than any DeFi project in the market. Specifically, there are tokens. So we can see here that Ethereum performance is just minus 45%, and the DeFi price performance is minus 94%. So it's like 2 times more, and this is impressive. So if you are a long-term investor, definitely you should consider to invest or stake Ethereum. In the market, currently there are many interesting solutions. For instance, LSD, liquid staking derivatives, or there is an alternative called LST. And today I would like to spend some time to discover these solutions and their on-chain metrics. So what we can see from this particular graph that the amount of staking sector has grown significantly in the beginning of 2023. So just this January, I know that Lido took the major part of the market, and currently it represents around 1.2% of all Ethereum market cap. Also, we can see a game finance here with 1.6%. Of Ethereum market cap, and DeFi sector with 3% of Ethereum market cap. On the peak, DeFi was around 16.6% from the Ethereum market cap. And just to remind it to you, the peak was in 2021. So there is a brief summary. But definitely I would like to highlight that you have to make your own investment decisions based on the data that you carefully analyzed. First of all, we will move to the next part. I wanted to speak about Ethereum staking today. Please feel free to write your questions in the chat, and I will answer them after this presentation. So we have 11 more minutes. Let's start with amount of Ethereum that is staked. So currently it's around 23 million Ethereum with more than 712,000 validators. And just a couple of months ago, we had around 500,000. So the network is growing and receiving more validators, becoming more secure and decentralized. This is really important. We can also see that the Lido staking market share is 31.5%. So it decreased from the time when I wrote the article. It was around 33.5%. And we see that the percentage of staked Ether is around 19%. This is also impressive, in my opinion. So the rest, I think, the rest of the market, like 81%, are just holding the asset without staking, or they are actively trading, maybe exchanges, market makers, and other big players who are just holding the asset or using potentially it as a collateral. Let's see the composition of the Ethereum stakers here. So we can see that Lido is still leading with 31.5%. Then we see an undefined market shares with almost 30%. And after that, we can see a Coinbase, Binance, centralized exchanges, and Kraken. Also, after the Kraken, there are like Figment, Rocket Pool, Staked US, and other providers. I will also drop this link to the Dune Analytics, where you can find this data that is on chain and enjoy it on your own. So let's move forward. We can see that there is an interesting graph that shows us the 1 month change on the Ethereum stakers, and we can see new players here like Swell. For instance, Frax Finance was launched a long time ago, I think. OKEX, a centralized exchange, Staked US, one of the major providers. Kiln has grown its market shares, Rocket Pool, Figment, and Lido. What we can see also about the Ethereum staked and validators, this graph has an amazing growth. So we can see that there is a huge increase in validators, as I mentioned before. So I remember I saw these numbers in the beginning of the year, like February, beginning of March. But currently we have a huge increase, and this is a positive signal in the long term. So this is something that I wanted to show you about the on-chain data on leading staking providers. As I promised, I will drop this link to everyone. So you can check it on your own and do your own financial decisions. What currently we are discovering are new staking providers that are offering the similar solutions called LSD, like liquid staking derivatives. Let me show you how one of the leading platforms works right now. So the leading platform, Lido, as I mentioned, has more than 30% of the market shares. It offers liquid staking to the community. So retail investors are able to stake their assets by simply connecting their wallet here, and after that staking their Ethereum and having around 3.9% annual rate. So they receive an average APR, I can say, that is updated every for 7 days period. How it works: you stake your Ether and you receive staked Ethereum as an asset on your wallet, and after that you can provide a liquidity to the exchange of your staked Ether, for instance in a pair with USDT, and receive additional rewards on that. So you have this 4% rewards on your staked Ethereum. You become one of the validators of the network, and you also receive additional APR from providing liquidity. So usually you will have from 5 maybe to 20-25% APR, depending on the assets that you will select for providing liquidity. You can check here your rewards, your withdrawals. So this is Lido, the leading platform, but there are some alternatives that might be interesting to you, and I will quickly go through one of the new competitors that was just recently launched, called Swell. By the way, I will have a call with Swell in 5 minutes after our stream, so I will be able to ask more questions about their security and other aspects of their business. So currently we can see that they do not charge any commission on the as a staking provider. So believe me or not, every staking provider charge any commission, and they have only 6.5 thousand stakers in their network. So relatively small protocol that was launched, as I mentioned, 2 months ago, and they have more than 23,000, almost 24,000 Ethereum that are staked using their platform. So they say that the estimate rate is 5%, but we will check it using their on-chain metrics later on with Dune Analytics. So how it works: you stake your Ethereum, you earn, you receive Swell Ethereum in your wallet and start earning rewards. By just doing this, you will also receive so-called peers. Peers will give you a chance to receive an airdrop in the future of Swell token. Swell token would be launched, I think, this year. I do not know the exact dates, but it will happen soon. I will know more information, and maybe if you will have any questions, feel free to ask my team to provide something to you in terms of that. So let's check the current metrics on Swell. So as I mentioned, more than almost 24,000 of Ethereum are staked using Swell liquid staking protocol. Also, what we can find out here, they have, as I mentioned, 6.5 thousand stakers in their platform. Let me also check the important metric here. It's their APR, so it's 2 times lower than Lido offers currently to the market. So the staking APR is 1.67% as of today. But as I mentioned, they're taking 0 fees, and they are offering this pearls to the community that in the future will be converted to their token. By the way, for community, they allocated 5% of their token supply. So I think this might be a huge drop, of course, depending on their listing strategy and on their FDV, fully diluted valuation, when they will be launched. Also, you are able to provide liquidity on Swell Ethereum using different platforms, for instance, Mavic, Uniswap, Balancer, and many others, Curve as well. So you can find more data here. Also, for me, it was interesting to understand who are like unique stakers on Ethereum, so on Swell. So first of all, we have more than 6.5 thousand of people who are using, and the majority of them are people who are staking from 0.1 to 1 Ether. So I think around 30% of them are staking this kind of amount. Then we see the next cohort of 0.01 to 0.1 Ether. We can see also that a lot of people are staking from 1 to 5 Ether. There is a number of people who are staking more than 10, from 10 to 50, so around 100, even 211. And 5 to 10, I'm among this 5 to 10. I staked 8 Ether using their protocol just to try it. And today I will find out more about their plans, about their roadmap, their security. So this is something that I wanted to share today. Let me check the questions and the time. We have one time to talk. Let's move forward. Feel free to write your questions right now. As I mentioned, we do not have a lot of time, but I think this is something great because our call can be much more productive with limited amount of time. I see that someone dropped the link to, that was actually me. I sent to you the link from Dune Analytics regarding Ethereum staking, and also I will drop the link here regarding Swell. We do not see any questions right now in the chat. I'm very happy to finish this meeting and move forward with a lot of other tasks. Wishing you a wonderful rest of the day and great returns on your portfolio.